Hey, this is Aaron.
And Fariso.
You're here on Sunday School Rewind.
This is where we break down those Sunday school stories that you may have heard as a child and we look at it through an adult lens.
Yes, and you're here on episode 10.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
10 episodes?
10 episodes, man. Yeah, we're getting to the end of the year. We are very happy. We started this trying to figure stuff out, and here we are, almost finishing off the year strong.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Congrats to both of us. Congratulations to you for staying in tune with us. We appreciate everyone and all the love. And so we're on episode 10, and we're going to be reading about the burning bush. I know all y'all remember that story. So we actually, how we usually start, we're going to read from the Bible, the Children's Bible. And I think Fariso, our lovely co-host, is going to act it out for you.
Let me get my books ready. All right, so we are Exodus 3:1 through 4:17 from the Kids' Bible. Moses spent each day in the fields watching over Jethro's sheep and goats. One day, he took the sheep into the wilderness to graze near a mountain called Sinai. Suddenly, he saw something amazing. One of the bushes was on fire, but it was not being destroyed.
Uh-oh.
Moses walked over to the bush, and then he heard a loud voice. It came from inside the bush.
"Moses, do not come any closer,"
said the voice.
"Take off your sandals, for the place where you are standing is holy ground."
Moses obeyed at once.
"I am God, I am the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob,"
the voice said. Moses covered his face because he was afraid to look at the power of God, but he listened carefully to what God said next.
"My people are suffering. I love them, and I'm going to help set them free from Egypt. A wonderful new home is waiting for them in a land that flows with milk and honey. Moses, I want you to go back to Egypt. Tell Pharaoh that you have been sent to bring the people of Israel out of Egypt."
But Moses didn't want to go back. "Don't send me," he pleaded. "No one will listen to me."
"I will be with you,"
said God.
"When you have brought my people out of Egypt, you will give thanks here at this very place, Mount Sinai."
But Moses still looked unsure. "If I tell the people of Israel that the God of their father sent me to them, they might ask me for his name," he said. "What should I tell them?"
"Tell the people of God, Yahweh has sent me to you," said
Yahweh.
"The name Yahweh has a very special meaning. It means that God has lived forever and God will live forever. He is God. He loves you. Trust in him." "Return to Egypt," said God. "Find your brother Aaron and go with him to ask Pharaoh to set my people free."
Moses was scared of going back to Egypt, but he knew that he could not refuse his God. It was his job to lead the Israelites to the promised land.
Woo! Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I mean, this is the beginning of Moses' journey. That I think as a kid, I remember just watching the good old Prince of Egypt. That got me through this. It didn't start at the burning bush. I don't remember, but this whole story, which we'll get more into next episode. But do you remember this story?
You know my memory of childhood. I blocked a lot of it out.
Okay.
No, I know.
We all have therapists, just so you know. So we block a lot of it. But no, I'm just thinking like, do you remember like burning bush? Like, did that ever play any presence? Like in any memory?
Honestly, I just remember the whole "let my people go" when I think of Moses. That's what I remember of that part.
God, you must have been in choir. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, I just remember just like the idea of a burning bush. I was thinking of like some type of hedge, I got bushes in front of my house. So I just remember like a hedge burning
Were you
up.
waiting for God to come speak to you?
Pretty much. Like, can I burn this bush myself to start God's presence?
Oh, no. Not a little arsonist.
Arsonist, exactly. But I just remember that just being a big thing. And I just remember God talking through this inanimate object, and for me, it was just like a thing of like, oh, God's just he pops up everywhere,
Yeah.
and he just presents himself in just most mysterious ways.
Yeah.
I don't remember what he was really kind of like getting from the bush, but I just remember just stuff might start burning around me, and I just gotta be ready, just
What?
you know.
I wonder, like, it feels like God just did that because he just kind of wanted to, like,
Oh,
show off a
oh,
little
yeah.
bit. Like, show off and, like,
Oh, he
not show
definitely.
off, but, like, be impressive. Like, look what I can do,
Oh, yeah.
and get your attention,
Yeah.
which is cool. I
But-
feel like sometimes God does that, and we, like, he does it, like, and I don't know, I feel like we don't necessarily see it all the time, so we
Mhm.
kind of, like, might take it for granted. Like,
Yeah.
we might shrug it off as every day, as God is doing these wonderful things to get our attention.
Yeah. I think the same way. I think his ability to do this is just kind of making his presence known that, I'm omnipotent,
Uh-huh.
I come to you, but also I just want to show you that, like, this is my own way to get your attention.
Right.
Sometimes it's like,
Uh-huh.
I gotta get your attention somehow.
Mhm.
So, doesn't you come back as a giraffe that's talking?
Right.
Then you come like Dr. Doolittle style, and, start talking as different, your pet dog,
Yeah. There
yeah.
was just a tornado in Houston, which was crazy. That never happens. There was a tornado, but I
Not
mean,
good.
that's like the opposite end. But I'm like, I just feel like
I
God.
think God came out of a tornado?
I don't know. It just came to my
For
mind. But what if
research.
he did? I'm just saying, just all these
Okay.
things, and we're just like, just brush past it,
Okay.
Maybe he.
That was intense.
I don't know.
Intense way to say God came back, but maybe he did, in many different ways. And so we want to read Exodus 3. We're going to read 3 and 4, and let's just start on verse 1.
Reading from NLT.
NLT. So one day Moses was tending to the flock of his father-in-law, Jethro, the priest of Midian. He led the flock far into the wilderness and came to Sinai, the mountain of God. There the angel of the Lord appeared to him in a blazing fire from the middle of a bush. Moses stared in amazement. Though the bush was engulfed in flames, it didn't burn up. This is amazing, Moses said to himself. Why isn't that bush burning up? I must go see it. When the Lord saw Moses coming to take a closer look, God called to him from the middle of the bush, Moses, Moses! Here I am, Moses replied. Do not come any closer, the Lord warned. Take off your sandals, you are standing on holy ground. I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob. When Moses heard this, he covered his face because he was afraid to look at God. So just off the bat, he's like afraid, which understandably it's a burning bush and it's not burning up.
Yeah.
But it's, something is talking to him saying that he's Lord. And the first thing he does is he covers his face.
Yeah.
So this is kind of like, it prefaces everything that's going to come next.
True.
And which kind of like also showcased to us, like, do we start with our talk with God in fear?
Yeah.
That's something to think about, as we
That's
read this story.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll continue verse 7. Then the Lord told him, I have certainly seen the oppression of my people in Egypt. I have heard their cries of distress because of their harsh slave drivers. Yes, I am aware of their suffering, but I have come down to rescue them from the power of the Egyptians that led them out of Egypt to their own fertile and spacious land. It is land flowing with milk and honey, the land where Canaanites, Hittites, Amorites, Perizzites, Hivites, Jebusites now live. Look!
Bars.
Bars. Mic drop. I got through it. The cry of the people of Israel had reached me. I have seen how harshly the Egyptians abused them. Now go, for I am sending you to Pharaoh. You must lead my people Israel out of Egypt. Before we even start what's going to come next, just hearing that, what would your first thought be? Bush burning, talking to you, saying that he's trying to lead these people out of Egypt. You need to do that for me because they're getting abused.
Like my first thought, if I was Moses, or my first thought as Fariso.
No, you're free, so.
Well, my first question that comes up is like, it's great. I'm thankful that God has heard the cries.
Sorry, your first thought would be: is it almond or is it oat milk?
Definitely, God knows I need my oat milk.
Sorry, my bad. I'm sorry.
No, but I think my first thought when I read this is like, okay, it's great that you're here to rescue, but why did God let this happen in the first place? Like, why did God allow the suffering and the misery? And I don't know. I meant to look up like how long were they in slavery, But then I think that that's a question a lot of people have is like, why do bad things happen? Like, why did this have to occur in the first place?
Hmm.
So that's my first. What do you think?
Yes. Sorry, I was looking up
I mean,
your
I-
question that
you
you
know,
had.
how long were
Seems
they
like
enslaved?
from a quick Google search, it says 400 years.
That's what I thought. 400 years.
Yeah.
Imagine, like God, you heard my suffering after 400 years.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh,
I mean,
Ooh.
we're
like how many
300 plus
how
years,
many-
you know,
how many-
our slavery.
how many
African-
generations that? And so yeah, this kind of
Yeah.
mirrors the African American struggle too. And it's like,
Yeah.
but why?
But why? Yeah,
Why?
I think I think I agree with you. I agree with the fact that, you know, it's more questioning, um, like you're telling me to do this, but why did you start this?
Right.
You know,
Right.
which that could be a back and forth, you know, that, you know, we would, you know, battle it out.
And I guess to be God's, I was gonna say that people would say the devil's advocate, but it would be God's advocate. It's like God's like, well, I didn't start this. Like y'all are humans, and y'all free will, so y'all really started this. And he's like, and now,
But did you read Genesis?
right?
Did you go back to like when I
Yeah.
actually started?
Y'all are
Or
written
became?
towards evil, and so just be happy I'm stepping in now.
Exactly. And I pointed you.
And also, I guess it's just like it's like how else would people? I just feel like because we're human, sometimes it's like if everything were just like perfect and all that stuff, then maybe there wouldn't be room to see like the power of God, or not even just the power of God, but we might not come to understand, just like with Adam and Eve, how much we need him. So it's like sometimes maybe we do have to go through adversity. Otherwise, we're gonna be out here thinking that we can do things on our own. But 400 years is a lot. That's
Yes.
that's
That's
4 generations.
That's 4
or
generations.
maybe more, you know.
It's funny you said that because we learned that in church actually this week, about like adversities actually allow us to understand how much we need God.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
And so
Because otherwise, like in Adam and Eve, they'll take it for granted.
exactly, and I think we all would take it for granted, you know. So if you can see your pain as a way of learning of how much you can need to fall onto Him, um, you're able to actually listen to Him a lot better, and learn the practices that He actually wants for us. And so, yeah, we actually just learned that in church. You know, we go to Faithful Central Baptist Church. Baptist. Yes, Baptist Church.
No, not
No,
Baptist.
no, Baptist, like Bible Church.
Babe, we are not
But I was
Baptist.
like, I was like, wait, we're not Faithful Central Bible Church. I had to think about that for a second. Yeah, and we learned the message. So yeah, great timing.
Yeah.
So let's keep on going.
Okay.
So we are on verse, I believe, 11. But Moses protested to God. Protested.
Mhm.
Who am I to appear before Pharaoh? Who am I to lead the people of Israel out of Egypt? God answered, I will be with you, and this is your sign that I am the one who has sent you. When you have brought the people out of Egypt, you will worship God at this very mountain. But Moses protested, if I go to the people of Israel and tell them, the God of our ancestors has sent me to you, they will ask me, what is his name? Then what should I tell them? God replied to Moses, now listen here, y'all. I am who I am.
I said what I said.
I said what I said. Look at the meme, y'all. This is the meme right here. I am who I am. Say this to the people of Israel. I am has sent me to you. God also said to Moses, say this to the people of Israel. Yahweh, the God of your ancestors, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob, has sent me to you. This is my eternal name, my name to remember all generations.
Amen.
So, pause, recap. Moses, I like how at least in this version they use the word protest. You know, like, you know, think about a protest, what that actually means. You're standing up against usually like government, standing up against, you know, like, you know, higher power, and you're saying we want to stop to this.
Yeah.
That's like that's not saying like complaining.
Yeah.
You know, he's protesting.
Yeah, he's saying I don't want to.
I'm not.
Like I am against this.
I forget the after voice from like, I do not want.
No. I am not the one. And who is going to pay for it? So.
Whoa. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
All right. So my way, I didn't know you had it in you. All right, but that's how I feel though. It's just like I protest against.
Yeah, that's a strong word.
That's a very strong word. But the comeback from God is very just like I am who I am. All caps in my version.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Um, and just in that sense alone, I think that just edifies the idea that there is no need for explanation.
Yes.
There's no need for understanding. There's no need for you're questioning. No need for any other. We could end it right here.
Yeah.
Like I am who I am. I am has sent me to you. You didn't say me as God has sent me to you.
Yeah.
I am has sent you to you. So it's just like he just literally pronouned I am.
Yeah. I love just like the simplicity of it.
Yes.
And then I think you pointed out earlier, like when God called Moses response, and this is also throughout the Bible, Moses says, "Here I am," right? In small letters, not all caps. So it makes me think about like God is I am, big what's it called? Capital letters, all caps. all caps. All caps, but no cap, y'all. No cap.
Oh, okay, youngin. I see you out there. Trying to relate.
So God is I am, all caps, and then Moses is I am, little caps.
Mhm.
So it's like we are.
Yeah, I'm nothing.
Yeah. Well, not nothing.
No, I'm saying like I am is different than
No,
like
it's like
I am.
we're little gods. Like we're making gods here on
I didn't
earth.
see it like
So it's
that.
like God is like big God, and
Mhm.
God needs us to do His work here on earth to
Mhm.
work as little gods. You know?
I didn't even see it like that.
Yeah.
That's interesting. We are actually representation of God. We are in the like image of God, and so the little caps as I am, and He is I am, big all capitalized letters. We're just a representation of who He is,
Here I am. Like we're just here doing His
doing
work.
His work. That is beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm glad you put that in perspective. Can you start on 16, and then I'm going to get the little one that just woke up.
Yeah. Okay.
Be right
16?
back.
To what? To where? Okay.
I
To
just-
end, I guess, or whenever.
Just keep going, and then I'll fill in.
Okay. All right. This is still God talking. Now go and call together all the elders of Israel. Tell them Yahweh, the God of your ancestors, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, has appeared to me. He told me, I have been watching closely, and I see how the Egyptians are treating you. I have promised to rescue you from your oppression in Egypt. I will lead you to a land flowing with milk and honey, the land where the Canaanites, Hittites, Amorites, Perizzites, Hivites, and Jebusites now live. The elders of Israel will accept your message. Then you and the elders must go to the king of Egypt and tell him, the Lord, the God of Hebrews, has met with us. So please let us take a 3-day journey into the wilderness to offer sacrifices to the Lord, our God. But I know that the king of Egypt will not let you go unless a mighty hand forces him. So I will raise my hand and strike the Egyptians, performing all kinds of miracles among them. Then at last, he will let you go.
At last.
Good morning, baby.
Good morning.
And I will cause the Egyptians to look favorably on you. They will give you gifts when you go, so you will not leave empty-handed. Every Israelite woman will ask for articles of silver and gold and fine clothing from her Egyptian neighbors and from the foreign women in their houses. Hey, good morning, baby. Good morning. You will dress your sons and daughters with these, stripping the Egyptians of their wealth. So yeah, so God is basically he's telling them what's gonna happen. He's telling them how to do it. Go talk to the elders, all that good stuff. This is what's gonna happen. You're gonna go to the king, and guess what? He's not gonna believe you. And
Yes.
and and I'm gonna have to kind of force him to it with miracles.
Yeah.
Again, it's like kind of what I said earlier about like God knows that the Pharaoh's not going to believe him the first time. So it's like sometimes we just do have to go through this process in order to understand who God is and understand that like we are reliant upon him.
Yeah. I like. Well, I think it's funny. This is just a weird tidbit. I feel like sometimes they repeat the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
Like the fact he said, like I'm Yahweh, the God of ancestors. Like he said that twice. Lead your people out of landing flow of milk and honey. I see that a lot throughout the Bible. Like they repeat over and over again.
Thank you.
Which once again, it's like that's how I know this is actually for me like a real conversation. We repeat things over and over again.
Yeah.
We don't just say it once.
Yeah.
We repeat things,
Uh-huh.
and so I think that was actually it's always very helpful.
He's like, did you hear me? I said land of milk and honey.
Exactly.
You're here protesting and complaining. I said a land of milk and honey.
Oat milk.
After 400 years of slavery.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah. It's I think that actually helps. And then they said, like you said, I'm glad you read it. Thank you. All that because it kind of just puts in place what's going to happen. And we actually, when we go into Exodus 4,
That's funny.
it's good.
She can't wait for Exodus 4.
Yeah, you want to read it? All right, let's go to Exodus 4. I think you did a good job. Let's keep going. So the signs of Lord's power. But Moses protested again. What if they won't believe me or listen to me? What if they say the Lord never appeared to you? And the Lord asked him, what is that in your hand? A shepherd's staff, Moses replied. Throw it down to the ground. And the Lord told him. So Moses threw down the staff and turned into a snake. Moses jumped back. And the Lord told him, reach out and grab its tail. Exactly. So Moses reached out and grabbed it, and it turned back into a shepherd's staff in his hand.
Uh-oh.
Perform the sign, the Lord told him. Then they will believe that the Lord, the God of ancestors, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob, really has appeared to you. We need to speak more about the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob. I don't know if we did research on that.
Not really, but we talked about last episode Joseph. So Jacob, so Jacob was Joseph's dad.
Mhm.
So it's like these are all of the people who are enslaved right now.
Got it.
All of their descendants.
Oh,
So basically, what happened is they started multiplying and multiplying. They moved to Egypt, and then the Pharaoh got scared that they were going to outnumber them. And he was like, they're reproducing crazy, so we gotta put them in slavery, otherwise they're gonna take over us.
Take over us.
Yeah, so these are all of God's people.
Got it. And this is the lineage that comes all the way from Abraham.
Yeah.
That we spoke about. Got it. Cool. So on verse 6 it says, then the Lord said to Moses, now put your hand inside your cloak. So Moses put his hand inside his cloak, and when he took it out again, the hand was white as snow, with a severe skin disease.
See,
Oh. Now put your hand back into your cloak, the Lord said. So Moses put his hand back in, and when he took it out again, it was healthy as the rest of his body.
God is showing off.
The Lord said to Moses, if they do not believe in you and you're not convinced by the first miraculous sign, they'll be convinced by the second sign. And if they don't believe you or listen to you, or even after these two signs, then take some water from the Nile River, pour it out on the dry ground, and when you do, the water from the Nile will turn to blood on the ground. A little tidbit, sorry, I want to add in. I got flashcards coming out for kids, and N will be for Nile River.
Nile River.
And so be looking out for ABC University. So yeah, sorry, just want to put that.
Yeah,
out
some
there.
early childhood learning, especially for your black little ones at home.
Yes, and anyone out
Into
there,
Nile River.
exactly, a lot for representation. Sorry, going back. And so yeah, I think this is stuff. Follow up to the idea of like the burning bush and how like he creates this space where the whole idea of like I am who I am. So it's like he shouldn't have to do all these things to show off,
Mhm.
quote unquote,
True.
show off.
Yeah.
But what kind of things did I think?
Bye.
How can you maybe like put this in your own like? Has God shown you like very miraculous things that like in a different circumstance you would be like, okay, that's a lot. Like this is obviously something this is beyond what I would imagine that is like can be done on earth. Like he's given me like a huge sign. Like has any of us had like a very just like huge sign thrown in our face, and it's up to us to say, okay, that's God's miracle coming in, or God trying to show me something. Like anything that comes to mind that
First thing that comes to mind is when I woke up in the middle of the night speaking in tongues for the first time.
okay,
And I was scared. I was like, what is this?
yeah,
Like, is this the devil? Like, all kinds of stuff. But there was things that happened leading up to me speaking in tongues. And now it's one of the best gifts that I have that I use in my daily life.
Mhm.
So that's the first thing that comes to mind as a
Got it. Okay. Speaking in tongues for the first time.
Yeah.
In the middle of your
I was,
sleep.
I was afraid of it. I wasn't asleep, but it was in the middle of the night, and I feel like I saw stuff like in on the ceiling. I was very kind of scared of it, but like I said, now it's one of my greatest gifts that I
Okay,
have.
good.
Yeah.
Okay. I gotta think about mine. I don't know exactly yet. But I think that's a good starting point.
What about when you met me for the first time? Was that a miracle God sent
That a
to you?
miracle.
How did you feel?
That was a blessing. That was a blessing. But
Speak on that.
speak on you coming into my life.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't think he was performing a sign for me. No, I don't think he was performing a sign. I think he blessed me in a very miraculous way. I will say that. Yeah, let's go on to the next one so we can keep it going. But Moses, we're on verse 10. But Moses pleaded with the Lord, "Oh Lord, I'm not very good with my words. I never have been, and I'm not even now, even though you have spoken to me. I get tongue-tied and my words get tangled." And the Lord asked Moses, "Who makes a person's mouth?
Preach.
Who decide whether people speak or sorry, I lost my page.
Who decides whether
Thank
people
you.
speak or do not speak,
Mhm.
hear or do not hear, see or do not see? Is it not I, the Lord? Now go. I will be with you as you speak, and I will instruct you in what to say." But Moses again pleaded, "Lord, please send anyone else." Then the Lord became angry with Moses. "All right," he said. "What about your brother, Aaron the Levite? I know he speaks well, and look, he is on his way to meet you now. He will be delighted to see you. Talk to him and put the words in his mouth. I will be with both of you as you speak, and I will instruct you both in what to do. Aaron will be Yes, we know you ain't got no trouble speaking, girl.
Speaking in tongues.
Aaron will be your spokesman to the people. He will be your mouthpiece, and he will be your mouthpiece.
Good.
He will be your mouthpiece, and you will stand in the place of God for him, telling him what to say. And now take your shepherd's staff with you and use it to perform the miraculous signs I have shown you.
Nice. So first thing that comes to mind for me is, first off, again, Moses pleading against the Lord.
Well, notice how it turned from a protest to a plea.
True.
So it's like first he was like no, and then he's like please. Like, he's just begging not to.
True. Because now it's coming to more personal. Like, now he's,
True.
like, like,
Personalized.
like I have a hard time with words.
Yeah.
Which is like, it's that's when I get more to like, for me, sympathetic,
Yeah.
To the idea, I think about myself. So, I grew up, in elementary, finding out I had a lisp. And so I couldn't say my Z's and S's. I slurred my speech.
The Z's?
Yeah. Mostly S's. And so I used my tongue a lot to say certain words, which was, phonetically not right. And so I just remember getting pulled out of class, trying to learn, different, than all my other classmates. And unfortunately, like over time, those things come back a little bit in different ways. But I can relate, to the idea that, I'm not a great public speaker.
Right.
Some people have public, anxiety,
Yeah.
when speaking or not good in front of crowds. And so this to me is like, I get it.
Yeah.
I understand, So
even more of a way for God to like show his power.
Mhm.
Like we were talking about earlier, people think that like, oh, to be called by God, you gotta kind of have it together. Oh, thinking God might choose the most like handsome person, the most well-spoken person, the most smart person, the person with all the degrees. But God chooses like people who are common and people who do have quote unquote deficits, because how much more for us to rely on God, and how much more for people to see God at work through us.
So I thought that was very, to me, that's when I felt something, at what was going on. But God goes on and says, "Who makes a person's mouth?
Right.
Who decides whether people speak or do not speak, hear or not hear, see or do not see. Is this not I, the Lord?
Yeah.
So it's like I can conduct you to have perfect speech in the time that I need you to have perfect speech. I just need you to follow, my orders.
Yeah.
And so that's interesting because I think even for people like me that might not speak well, will be opportunities and things where I have to speak in front of people.
You
Am I-
speak very well.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
I think a lot of people out there would agree with me in the comments.
All right, like it. Put a stamp on it. But yeah, it's like either way, I'm going to have to use my speech no matter what. So that's going to make me afraid to talk to people. Um, and so I think that was very clear what he said.
God's response.
Yeah, who decides where people speak or do not speak, hear or do not hear, see or do not see? This is not. Is this not I, the Lord? It's like, okay, all right, I hear you. But then he says once again,
What verse are we on?
he says, "No, Lord, please send anyone else.
Still begging.
Send anyone else."
That makes me so sad.
Like,
It's just like he doesn't see himself as like good enough to do this task.
but who?
There's anyone else?
But who else? But who else doesn't believe the fact that they're not good enough?
All of us.
All of us. So it's like, to me, it's like, to me, this is a normal person.
Yeah.
This is not anyone that's like bigger or better than anyone else on this earth. This is just a normal person that I don't believe I'm the right one.
Yeah.
And so that's why I think this is relatable.
Yeah.
Like this part in general. Other part, he was just like just being rebellious to me, which is, I get it. But this part is just like, man, I really can't do this. I don't have the voice. But the fact that the Lord got angry after that, to me, it's like, I get it, but
You should get angry. Think about it as a parent to your child. You're like, I'm giving you all this stuff, land full with milk and honey, all this stuff. I provided all this stuff. And your child is like, no, 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 no. So yeah, you would get angry. And then on the other end of that, think of how gratifying it is when you tell Zendaya to do something and she obeys the first time.
Oh yeah.
Like when you're like, come here, and she actually comes here, and you don't have to sit here and give her a whole dissertation on it. So like, yeah, I'm gonna be angry. It's like, I just told you.
I get it.
You're the one.
Yeah. So I think in totality, the whole conversation will probably lead to anger. That's how we. But just like, I don't know how he's saying it. I just see him like maybe crying a little bit, like Moses, like, please, Lord, like I can't do this.
So
But that's kind of how I visualized it.
So you'll see, like, yeah, even though God was angry, he didn't show his anger. He showed that compassion, right?
Yeah, just like the compassion we're showing right now to the
Letting her go through your wallet.
Exactly. Yeah, she's
credit cards. Don't let her have that habit.
Exactly. Oh Lord, spend up my money, our monies.
But he showed that even though he was angry, and so that was nice. He was angry, like he was being irritated, but he didn't show that to Moses. He said, "Okay, fine." He finally relented. It's like, I'm gonna. I see you so scared, shaking in your boots. I'm gonna let you go with your brother. Even though that's not my plan. That's not my plan. I would like. I'm still gonna provide some comfort to you.
Yeah, and that's what like. So that me and Frisa were talking about that earlier too. Of like, at first we read this and we were thinking about like the fact that it's like, hey, like. He kept on asking, please, like, no, I can't do this. And God kept on like saying, hey, like, don't worry about it. This is what you need to take care of. I can take care of you. Don't worry. And then at the very end of him pleading, he kind of threw him a bone. Like, hey, like, all right, fine, whatever. Like, take Aaron, your brother. He can speak well. He'll help you out. And so at first we were thinking about like, dang, did like God just cave in, and just, like, and I thought to myself, like, does God ever cave in for us? When, we want something?
Yeah.
And we keep saying no. And so that was like a real reflection, like we always think about how we just have to do what God says.
That God is so hardcore, and if we don't do it, then it's just not going to get done.
Yeah.
And God will find someone else, or, you'll end up losing whatever. But
And like I said, in reality, I'm sure there's a lot of times where God accommodates us. And we might not even notice it. Just like we don't notice like the miracles that God gives us. Baby, you okay?
I love you. You want to say this? Say hi. Say hi to everybody. Hi. Oh, now you want to say
Yeah, she's quiet.
All right.
Thank
That's
you.
how you-
Say it like that.
That's how
Say it
you.
like
That's
that.
how you feel. That's how you do
Just
it.
for now.
So one thing we talked about was like think about like so we just did sleep training for our child where we can put her down now or during naps and at bedtime and she takes her time but she'll go to sleep without us like rocking her.
We just lay her in the
Yeah.
in the crib and
And
she'll
so-
sleep on her own like a big girl.
So the idea is that like okay we do that. Now what comes a time where it's like we notice that she seems like a little bit more afraid or she seems a little bit more agitated or she seems a little bit she's more lonely. What are we going to do in that instance? Are we going to just keep doing what we're doing or are we going to have compassion
Yeah.
and throw her a bone and just help her out?
Yeah.
Same thing right here. Like most God sees that Moses is having a hard time and like just like this one having a hard time, give her a hug. I know, we're almost done. Yeah, I know. With your little toy. Yeah, and so when we see that in our child, we decide to help her out.
Yeah.
Just like as God, have compassion, just like God's gonna have compassion on us when we're struggling. So that was kind of our reference or our example of like, okay, maybe we should make that reflection in our own life and see when has God like helped us out.
Exactly.
When we kept on like denying or pleading against it. Okay. Whew. Any more?
Yeah, I just want to say like what sticks out to me throughout from the beginning to the end is how responsive God is.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we think like it's not okay to question, it's not okay to doubt, like, oh, we're not supposed to have fear and insecurities.
Mm-hmm.
But when we do talk to God about that, He actually hears it, He responds to it, He tries to give us the vision that He has for us. And then at the end of the day, He will give us compassion. Starting with like He heard the Israelites and He heard them crying out, saying that they're being oppressed. And so He said, I'm stepping in to act. So when we talk to God, when we have these conversations with God, He actually listens and He responds. And it is okay to doubt. It is okay to question. Just we need to bring that in our conversation to God so that He can give us the relief that we need to do what we got to do.
Yeah. Perfect. All right. I think we capped it up pretty well. And on that note,
Let's give her the final word.
and then how you feel about Moses and how do you feel when God gives you an order? Are you going to follow it? Are you going to follow it? Are you going to allow God to talk to you and you're going to follow his orders? Do you believe in him? Thinking about it? Trying to discover it?
Yeah.
Looking at mom and daddy like, if y'all believe it, I guess I will. I think you will. So yes, I think in most of these cases, I think it's funny. I think if reality is even just talking to her, a lot of times she does like when we tell her to sit, she sits. When we tell her like eat, she'll eat. And so I think even in this idea, even as disgruntled as they seem right now, like we need to act more like children in these instances. And it's like I see God trying to like if I don't do this, God's gonna be mad at me, or God's not gonna, bless me like He wants to bless me, and so I want to do it for Him, So sometimes I think it just also just looking outside of ourselves. We have to say God wants me to do it,
Yeah.
and I want to make Him happy. I want to make Him proud of me, and so that's something else to think about.
I love that seeing things through a child's eyes, especially like when God is trying to show us amazing signs. Like,
Yeah. You ready for us to get out of here? Okay. We'll get out of here. All right. So, quick prayer. Crystal, can you pray us out this time?
thank you for this time today, dear God. We ask that you'll just think through our brains and think through our hearts, dear God, and give to each person, ourselves, and everyone listening, the message that you have for each one of our individual lives. We thank you for today. Thank you for our Thank you for helping us to fulfill the call and the mission that you've assigned for us all today in this life journey. Amen.
Amen. All right, y'all. We love you. Thanks for hanging in with us. Peace. Hands and Bear, thank you.